Prajavahini, I'm Archana Swami. This week's topic on Find Your Coach is sustainability. And who else is a better person to talk about it than our own, very own Bangalorean who has been preaching, teaching, and living eco-friendly lifestyle for over 2 decades. And today, I have her right in front of me to quickly jump into the conversation and to get a little more of the tips, inspiration, and her own experiences to enhance my own sustainable life and which can in return inspire you guys too. So let's quickly welcome Vani Murthy Garu, aka Warm Rani, for today's conversation. Thank you so much for your time, ma'am.
Namaskaram. Thank you so much for
Thank
inviting
you.
me.
You are not only a real star, but also a social media star today, who has been inspiring a lot of people by just living your life. And people embrace you with all their heart, and just inspiring to see your journey. So, how do you feel while you see their love and affection and being their inspiration?
Well, I feel I'm privileged this chance to be what I'm doing and how I could use powerful media like a social media to amplify the work. I feel yes, I'm very lucky to be here, and the amount of love that I get. I mean, I get only love, so it actually keeps me going, keeps me wanting to do it. I've been doing the same things over 15, 20 years now. So it keeps me charged, the love that I get. And it's beautiful. It's the best space I have been.
And there's no age group as such. We see kids, youngsters, everybody are being inspired and following your path. And how is that impact enabling you to do better work or expand your work?
Yeah, especially youth, because if you look at, say, the social media, just Instagram, uh, I think more than 80% are below 30 years of age. I mean, that's a huge section of people that are following, and they're following because they see there is something that they can do. And if the youth force actually picks up good practices, trying to say that we all can make a difference, get serious about taking action. It's not just talking about
Yep.
it, it's action time. I think that'll be the best thing that can happen, because this planet doesn't deserve uncaring people. It deserves very caring people. Uh, so, so the more the people that come onto the bandwagon, the better it is for uh, anything that can happen positively for this planet.
According to you, what is that actually helps deepen our connection with our immediate environment and our community?
uh, I mean, firstly, we have to connect. We are so disconnected, there's no connection. So you don't even sense where your food is grown, what is soil, what naturally lives around you. People say, oh, butterflies, they're caterpillars, they eat up all my curry leaves. I said, that's nature. You get them, they get the first take on what's available. We can always buy curry leaves, so it's like the disconnect is the one that is not giving them an understanding of how this planet was meant to be, how we're supposed to be aligned with the natural world and not do things that can harm this planet. So there's this only one species on this planet that generates things that the earth can't digest. There's only one species that pollutes, completely takes away all the resources that's available on this planet. So why don't we look up? There are a million other species. We are also destroying that. So the ecosystem needs a good balance. And if we human beings start becoming caring, live a lifestyle where we are conscious of the resources being used, and also after use, where does it go? How does it pollute? So if this gets connected, if they connect to this, I think everybody becomes very sensitive and everybody will want to do something.
I mean, everybody knows that they have to be responsible, yet there is some resistance. Where do you think that resistance is coming from?
It's natural, no? It's natural in with human beings to be resistant because they don't understand there is an impact of their action. Because most people, when you talk, ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬಳು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನು ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗತ್ತೆ.
Hmm.
So they have that attitude that they can't make a difference. And
ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬಳು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಏನಾಗಲ್ಲ.
Huh.
ಹಾ.
So that's why they don't take it up. And there is always an excuse that lifestyle is very tough. Of course, it's very valid. Today, people have mental health issues, too much pressures, whether you're studying or whether you're having a relationship. Everywhere there is problems. So the more and more you have problems in life, the more and more we have to get connected to nature. It will help you. It will help you ease out. It will help you to focus. So I think unless you experience that, you will not know. So it is the resistance is natural. People don't want to do things that are going to be difficult. If you say compost, no, I don't have space, I don't have time, oh, there'll be a lot of bugs, they'll have a smell. So they'll have all kinds of filters that they draw, which, because they feel they don't have time. At the same time, they will talk on with friends for a long time on phone. They'll watch serials which are absolutely non-productive. They'll go and hang out in malls hours together. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I don't have time is not an excuse. Things have, especially when it is something that is for our natural world, for our ecosystem, for our environment, it should become part of your life. It should become like, I get up in the morning, I can't say I can't brush my teeth because I don't have time. It becomes part of me. I will brush my teeth every day till the
No
last day
matter
of my
what.
life.
Correct.
So it should become a part of your culture. It should become a part of your habits. So it's good habits inculcated one at a time. Don't stress yourself to take on everything. And then you see you're on a road to being this awesome person that the earth deserves, that this
Wow,
planet
the
deserves.
earth deserves
Yes,
us.
earth deserves
Wow.
caring people. It's Mother
Amazing.
Earth. She gives you everything that you need: air, water, soil to grow your food. And what are we giving in return? Not even care. So that's we
Basic
nurture. We
care,
have to
that's-
nurture the natural world.
So, according to you, what are the 3 actionable steps to make our life a conscious living, or
Yeah.
to care around the environment and the Mother Earth?
Right. First, you have to understand the problem itself. Unless you are deeply understood, whatever you do won't sustain. Example I'll give myself. If I hadn't visited the landfill, I wouldn't have understand the impact of what my waste does to the environment. So you need to make clear choices by understanding there is an impact of your lifestyle. So unless that problem, so you have to be where you are a solution. So unless you understand a problem, you can't bring a solution. So it's important for us to make choices, to live a certain way, to live mindfully, to live caringly. Uh, After knowing, educating yourself, be aware of, yes, if I accept a bottled water, a plastic bottled water, it is a single use. After I use it, it's used resources to make that bottle, and the water is filled. You don't know how long it has been there. You take it, drink it once. In some wedding, you go, half you drink and leave it there. So you're also wasted resources. And that, where does that bottle go? Does it go for recycling? Can it be recycled? Or you've gone on a trip and you just threw it down the mountain slope? You have no idea what impact it has on the natural world. So it is about being sensitive. The first step, trying to understand the problem itself and starting small. The thing is, most people give up because it's overwhelming. They think that, first they start feeling guilty that I've not done enough. So you have to start small, pick up one practice. That practice becomes a part of your life, and then move to the second practice, so that you sustain the practice for the rest of your life. It shouldn't be a trend, or you, Archana said, or Vani said. No, that shouldn't be the thing. It should be something that you inculcate as a part of your lifestyle. So it is not very difficult. And the third thing is, be very proud of every habit. Don't feel embarrassed. A lot of people say, oh, if I carry my own stuff, and people, it's so embarrassing. People will say, oh, look at her, she brings her own mug or a glass. I feel you shouldn't. You should be proud of it. You're not generating something that it becomes waste very quickly. You're mindful, and it should be a fashion statement. You have to do it, wear it on your sleeve. Don't be embarrassed by having good habits. They may say, oh, you're stingy, you don't want to use tissues, you bring your own little cloth or some torn kerchief or something. Yeah, I do that. I'll do it, and I feel proud of it, that I didn't pull that tissue, I didn't
Correct.
use that tissue. Why? A tree has to be cut, you bleach that, pulp, and then you make this paper. So it is Earth's resources. Why would you want to waste? If you understand that we need to conserve, there is a huge future ahead that's going to come and live on this planet. Why do we leave it with depleted resources? It's not infinite.
Correct.
Resources are not infinite. So we have to be mindful. We have to be, a little more, open ourselves up to start good practices.
So as you said, atomic habits, like one habit at a time and continue so that it becomes a part
Then
of
it
you.
just pulls you. It's very powerful. If you pick up 2-3 habits, good habits, like you start raising your bar very quickly. You'll see someone, it'll inspire you, even I want to do it. So you're no more holding filters. You have removed your filters, opened up your heart, and things will come very quickly to you. That's why I say do 1, 2. Others, it'll come to you without even putting any effort. Yeah. It becomes effortless.
Once you start doing and you
Yes,
start
yes.
experiencing
And
the beauty
enjoying
of
it and feeling proud of it. That's why I said you should feel proud of every little step that you take. At the same time, another caution, most people pick up a habit and they think they have to tell the entire, everybody in their house that you're doing wrong, you should do this. Why are you bringing a plastic cover? Why don't you carry cloth box? So they start preaching in such a way that it becomes very judgmental, where you're saying, I am doing right, you're doing wrong. That is not sustainable, because you
But
get more
otherwise,
and
how
more
would
people
people
resisting.
follow? Huh.
No, you should inspire. They should know
Okay.
why you're doing. It should be a very soft kind of influence. It
Like
shouldn't
how
be
you
some.
do on your
I don't know.
platform.
I believe that judgment should be completely out, because when I judge people, I'm only telling I'm right, you're wrong, right? So it is a practice I enjoy doing, and I think this is what I have to do for my Mother Earth. So that's what I project, where I am saying these are something that has excited me. Composting excites me. Every day not letting that peel go out of my house makes me feel so good. So it is excitement, experimentation, trying it out, not giving up. So lot of things that make you very strong and powerful. And that is the influence that you can bring around in your home. Even if people are resisting in your home, leave it. They have not chosen. You have chosen to live that lifestyle. So when they have not chosen, don't push your choice on them.
Yeah.
Right? Wait till they change. If they don't change also, it's okay. It's perfectly fine. It's not like, there is a deadline and everybody has to turn. No. The earth has been going on. It could come sometimes very quickly. Sometimes it takes time. So at least don't put people off for life.
Yeah.
When you are very, very pushy, they just resist you completely.
you.
They don't look at the good things that you're doing. They just think you're a pushy and a person who is like very intolerant kind of.
So this this results again in mindfulness also, right?
Yeah.
When you're saying every action of yours is like being mindful, and that automatically leads you to sustainable living.
Exactly.
Okay.
And also, you don't beat yourself up if you don't do something. Like I would have ordered something online, and I get my food. It comes in boxes. I don't say, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Once in a while, it's fine. There are circumstances where I want to eat food something because I can't cook, or suddenly somebody has come and I just order. I'll just wash them clean and send them for recycling. That's all. No guilt. I don't feel guilty about it. So it is like, but you'll never catch me taking a bottled water, because I have put it in such a practice. Wherever I go, I'll put things into my bag where when I need to drink water, I have my water available, or my bottle available where I can refill. So you will never catch me taking a tissue. This is the practice over the years. And if you once fault, don't beat yourself up, is what my advice is.
And I think that enables you to do better, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're uptight and caught up in that, you probably will not be able to make changes quicker.
Exactly. You
As
give
you
up.
said, yeah.
You give up because it's overwhelming. And this eco-anxiety has become a new phrase now.
Eco-anxiety.
Eco-anxiety.
Okay.
They are so anxious that they're not doing enough. And when they see someone carrying a bag, they get anxiety. Carrying a carry bag, or accepting bottled water. That doesn't help. In no way it helps that you become anxious and you start losing your cool, and you're not powerful enough to take it forward.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think all the power comes when you know that there is the world out there which still haven't opened up their minds and their hearts. And you have to continue talking till that happens. Maybe you will do a very small percentage, but that's good enough. You don't have to say, oh, I converted 50% of the people in Bangalore. No, you don't need statistics. You don't even have to know whom you are. A lot of people write to me, I'm your Ekalavya.
Wow.
ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ನೋಡಿ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್, you don't know where it will impact. Just do it in the right frame of mind, not to get eyeballs or attract people's attention. It is just that you are in this habit, and this is for life, and this is the way you want to project
And the
and
impact
amplify it.
automatically
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Okay. And coming back to your R's, your famous R's, reusable, recyclable, whatever, refuse, which one, according to you, is the most important one?
The first R that we believe in is refuse.
Refuse.
Because today is consumption is so high, and we have to learn to say refuse things that are
Not-
going to stay on this planet for a very short while, at least in your life. See, it's like end of use for you, but it will remain on this planet for a very, very long time. So we have to be mindful of that. So refuse to unnecessary bike stuff, refuse to accept anything that is single use, refuse to say I want to celebrate things in such a large, opulent way, where when I finish the celebrations, I leave behind so much trash. No, refuse to do that. Even in your celebrations, make sure that you have systems in place where nothing goes to the landfill. You get someone to manage your waste, and all the organic waste goes for some composting or biogas. So it's about planning. So live your life the best way you can, but be mindful of the trash that goes out and pollutes, right? So I think that's very important for us to be conscious of.
So then reusing, I mean, you can still
Yeah.
improve on all aspects.
So single use, refuse also all the single use, right? From bottled water to you carry your own bag and bring your vegetables or bring everything. So like before, see, the thing is, everything was a part of our culture. If you go back few decades or few generations, there was nothing like waste. Everybody used to carry their own
Yes.
jola or a bag, or a wired bag. Ladies and all, they carry that wire. They would only made the wire bag, and they will carry it, or some jute bag, and they bring back everything. Everything was packed in those papers and the cone. So we were sustainable till a particular point of time. Then they will tell their parents also, why are you doing like this? Why are you so stingy? Why are you holding that? You can, they'll give you covers, you bring it. The thing is, things change in fast-paced life. We all have moved to a very convenient lifestyle, which is accept things that come the way it comes. So a bottled water, you go to a conference, a wedding, a meeting, anywhere you go, they give you a bottled water. You go in an aircraft or even trains, they give you a bottled water. So if you carry your own, you're refusing that. So that becomes, doesn't, so it's going to live for a short while. A resource has been used, chemicals have been put, you don't know if it will leach into your water. Kept under bad, harsh conditions, it could leach. So we also have a health impact, not just to us, to the planet. So it's a like double whammy. Both ways you are hurting. You're hurting yourself or the planet. So start having that. Don't accept a straw. ಎಳ್ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ನು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಲೀಜಿದೆ, ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಹೀಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತಾನ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಹಾಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾನೆ, ಕುಡಿತೀರಾ? ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಎಳ್ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಯೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು. ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಬ್ಯಾಗಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಗ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನೋ ಅದು ಮಹಾ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗೋ. ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ರೆಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ದೀಸ್ single-use disposables should also be a big part of your life, because every day you go out.
Correct.
Every day you will have these, you'll be accepting them. So just refuse them. That's it.
Amazing. So it again includes everything: solid waste management turned into composting and to growing plants. So the order of things is again refusing things which we don't need,
Yeah.
grow some things which can help us. Because always people believe taking care of themselves is more important, making their life is more important than taking care of nature. So ivaga ನೀವು ರಿಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರಲ್ಲ, so that refuse can happen when they say the harm is more to you.
Yeah.
So then the person will probably respond better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So in what way do you think this growing your own food has changed over the years? And past few years we can see a lot of people moving from composting to growing their own plants and their own vegetables. So this has kind of improved the I mean, I wouldn't say it's changed the whole ecosystem, but there's a lot of improvement in that.
Yes, definitely.
So what do you have to say about that journey?
ಐ ಫೀಲ್ ಖುಷಿ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ನಾವೇ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಅಷ್ಟು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸೊಪ್ಪು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಬೆಳೆದ್ರೆ ದ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಾಯ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಕುಕಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈಟಿಂಗ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಯು ಫೀಲ್ ಸೋ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈಡ್. ಅದೇನು ಅದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಲೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ನೋ ವಿಚ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗ್ರೋನ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲೇ ಅದಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಹೌ ಫುಡ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಫುಡ್. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್.
Correct.
All that we need we can't grow, but we have to experience that. ನಾವು ಆ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದು ವೇಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ ಆ ಫುಡ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆ ಹೌಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಹೋಗಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಫಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಗೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಂಪ್ ಇಟ್ ದೇರ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಿಥೇನ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ ವೆನ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಡೌನ್ ಇನ್ ಅನಾರೋಬಿಕ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ our home is the smallest portion of waste.
Yes.
Every home is the smallest. If you add them all to the municipality, it becomes so large. Bangalore generates 5,000 to 6,000 tons per day. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ? Where does it go? So ನಂದು ಹಸಿ ಕಸ, if I hold back, it is 60% of my household waste. So 60% ನಾನು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಅದನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಹೇಗೆ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಮಾಡೋದು. It's again an education. It's an art. You have to learn.
Yes.
Anything that you want to learn in life, you have to go through a process of understanding it, honing your skill. So it needs practice, right? Anything, education, art, music, whatever you learn, same way composting. Have patience, put the right protocol in place.
But first composting ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ
ವಾಸನೆ-
ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಾಸನೆ
ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. So I'm not saying that it will just come like that, but you have to experience ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, experiment ಮಾಡಿ experience ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you will crack it.
Correct.
So you need to have patience. So if you compost every day, if that kasa doesn't go out of your house and manele madidre, I feel this is the best thing I can do for my planet. Because
My
that
soil.
act of composting is a regenerative practice. Because when you compost, it is millions of microorganisms that is developing in your compost. It is a living soil that you're creating. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿ ನಾವು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬೆಳೆದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫುಡ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗ್ರೋನ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫುಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಯೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಅಸ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಬರೋ ದಿ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜೈಸಸ್ ಯು ಇಸ್ your immunity will be the best because you're eating a nutrient dense food. So that is why food grown in soil that is not killed by pesticides, that's not destroyed by all these fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, is the best. If you take away all that and grow food in real soil which has organic matter. Organic matter is that peels that we throw.
True.
So adanna ನಾವು ಅದು ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಮಾಡಿ ಭೂಮಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ, you are growing food that is healthy, the soil is healthy,
Yep.
the ecosystem is healthy, you're encouraging life there, it has water holding capacity, it will not run off all your rains and this that. You will, the planet itself will change.
Yep.
There's so much of desertification happening on the planet because organic matter is missing. That simple funda ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ನಾನು ಬಿಡಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ನಾನು
ಇಟ್ಸ್
ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ.
ಲೈಕ್ ಮೈ ಟ್ರೆಷರ್.
ಯಾ, ಮೈ ಟ್ರೆಷರ್. ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರೆಷರ್.
ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳ ಕಡೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ತರಕಾರಿ ತುಂಬಾ ರುಚಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
ಹೌದು.
ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸೊಪ್ಪೆಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತಾರೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್.
ಎಸ್.
ಸೊ ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಇವಾಗ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ.
ಸೊ ರುಚಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ನೀನು ಹುಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಯಾರು ವಿತೌಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಯಾರು ಬೆಳಿತಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ಫಾರ್ಮರು ಬಿಲೀವ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಸಸ್ ವೇರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ರೀಜನಲ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಬೆಳೆಯುತ್ತೋ ಅದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಬೆಳೀತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲೆಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಕ್ರಾಪಿಂಗ್. ಇದು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್
rotation,
ಟೈಮ್
ಹಾ.
ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ರೊಟೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಹುಳ ಬರ್ಬೇಡ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು, ಹುಳ ಬರಬಾರ್ದು, ಅದು ಏನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹುಳ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದೋ ಎರಡರಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಳ
ಬಿಕಾಸ್
ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
ಪೆಸ್ಟಿಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು,
Yeah, exactly.
ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್
You're not
ಬಂದೇ
killing the
ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
life.
ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ.
And ಆ ಹುಳ ಸಾಯಿಸಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಹುಳನೂ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈವನ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್
Microbes,
insects.
Okay,
There are insects. There
which
are
are
some
beneficial.
plant-eating insects, and then there are insects that eat that insect. So if you kill the plant-eating insect, ಅದು ತಿನ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನನ್ನ ಬೆಂಡೆಕಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಬ್ರಿಂಜಾಲ್ ಬದನೆಕಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವೇನೋ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಬೆನಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಒನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್. So you're increasing the pest problem.
Oh, by adding all
Yeah,
these
you're killing
chemicals.
the ones which would have eaten the pests. So beneficial, insects are also there. So you're killing an ecosystem. So that is why monocropping. Now, most of the tarkari are grown in acres and acres. Only one tarkari, it is very prone to pest attack. So more and more pesticide. So what comes onto your plate is full of toxins. So why? It is not a strange thing that the pandemic hit, where immunity was the lowest. Everybody said immunity kamidre, you'll get all these viruses. Yeah, okay. World over, everybody is eating food that is grown in such a way.
Now you actually justified the topic, the name of worm Rani, by saying that good worms and the worms which are eating the other worms by and saving the crop.
Yeah.
So it's such a natural way of growing our own food. So I think it's like taking antibiotics kills all the
Exactly, your gut completely
health is
wipes out.
gone. So
Good bacteria in the gut goes off completely.
exactly.
Depending on chemical, instead of having a lifestyle change, you depend on chemicals because lifestyle diseases ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡತ್ತೆ. If you keep on eating processed food and eating food that is laden with toxins from pesticides, it is going to hurt you somewhere or the other. So you depend on. So instead of spending on good money on good food, you will be spending money on pharmaceuticals and doctors.
And to maintain that health,
Yeah,
which
and
is
you are
struggling.
destroying your own
Health.
So it is like we are in a vicious cycle. ಅದು we have got
So I wanted to ask you the
It
whys,
goes,
the
yeah.
resistance adanతా ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ, this is the basic. If you want to live a healthy life, you want a healthy environment.
Yeah.
And how do you maintain the healthy environment? By keeping the land, air and the
Yeah.
water cleaner and probably care for it as much
Yeah.
as possible.
Yeah.
So according to you, what are the basic things that we can do to keep our air, water and soil the way it is?
So it takes the entire village to do it, but it should start with one person. So never ever think that, if I start, even today somebody commented that how do you tell people, that you shouldn't be doing this, and they think that, neen obbal ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೆ, million people are not doing. So you really have to look at how positively you're looking at, and whether I have made an impact in all these years for the air, water and so on, I don't know. But I know that it has made an impact to me. It has changed the way I evolved as a better human being. So we don't count or try to find out what difference would it make. But if everybody start looking at, it is going to make a difference to me. It makes me calmer, it's more meditative, it gives me, less stress to be with touching soil, just to make that compost, growing something, refusing something and telling I will celebrate at low key and enjoy that. I won't be stressed because of society pressure. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದುಬಿಟ್ರೆ your mental health also will improve. You are in such a great space, it has made a difference to you.
Wow.
And if it makes difference to many, many people, then it's going to make a difference into the air, water, and more and more people start buying food that is encouraging a farmer. Like I am a part of a CSA. When we started as a pilot, CSA is a community supported agriculture, where farmers who are growing in naturally growing food without any chemicals, no pesticides, our hatra, it comes to a community center and they then send it to us. So we subscribe to it. Okay. So the farmer is insured of money for his labor, for his crops, seeds, everything, harvest. It's insured because we pay upfront.
It's an interdependent.
Upfront, because we care for them to continue their good practice. Now support madila andre, they will move to chemical farming. So you are looking at how you can source your food. So he's not destroying. Farmer B is not destroying. Farmer C is just not destroying because demand is there. So when I started as a pilot, we were a small group. Now it has expanded all over Bangalore, and 3 trucks are coming out of that area where more and more farmers are becoming organic. So you see how it takes a lot of people to come together.
So all you're saying is just be as selfish as possible for every individual. So automatically you are returning to Mother Earth because you're becoming a minimalist. You're not acquiring a lot of things and you're growing your own crops. Is that what you mean? Or
Yeah, wastage. Like minimalism is very relative. So for one person's minimalism is not like friend is such an extreme minimalism, I can't be like her. So I still want to live a life, okay? So it's not that. So it is about not wasting anything. You have more than what you need. That's what minimalism. Buy what you need, and if you need something more, make sure you give something away to someone who needs.
correct.
So probably that's how you need to balance that.
Recently, I've seen an event at your Kalika Kendra where you kind of exchanged your clothes, and that was another project
Pre-loved
altogether, pre-loved.
Yeah.
So how interesting that is, right? We have
Very.
done that with our parents and siblings and
Yeah,
cousins.
cousins and all.
And where did this initiative come from?
I think it's brilliant because I think one way forward is to make sure that if you're bored with clothes, you can either exchange it, give it away, or buy second hand. Pre-loved they
Pre-loved.
call it. Where I think it's a fantastic way to keep things going for a longer time, and you're getting something new, though it's not new. And I think it's a very sustainable way of, especially when it comes so much of fast fashion is happening.
Yep.
That synthetic clothing, and you don't know, it seems the cloth waste is the largest portion of your waste that is generated. So it's all getting dumped, and so much effort has been made, and then people use it for a very short while and discard it. So yeah, we need to look at all these exciting things happening where people are having thrift stores, they go. So it's getting fashionable now.
Yes.
I feel garbage should be fashionable. It should be a drawing room conversation, not a backyard conversation. And we need to look at how more and more people start having these conversations about trash, about pollution, and about resources getting lost.
So as you said, pollution. The laws are like very strict. So most of the pollution is under control. So do you think the social and economic lifestyle also gets better if sustainable laws are a little more
Stringent.
forcefully and
Stringent.
enforced? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because first of all, the Constitution itself says that you have to conserve and preserve your environment. It's your duty. It's your constitutional duty, and we are destroying it. And we don't even think we are breaking something,
Correct.
as powerful as a law of the land and the law of the country. So yeah, we have to be absolutely mindful when it
I mean,
comes to
constitutional rights and duties are defined.
this. Yeah.
But these things, somewhere the borders are not so clear.
Yeah.
So, in what way do you think, from our part, if the laws are a little more stronger, do you think the enforcement would be better?
Enforcement is the biggest thing for a country like ours. We are a large country with lots of people. So enforcement is going to be, so how do you sensitize? So it should all play together. So there should be the official machinery that will fine people who litter the streets, who throw garbage on the streets. We need to keep a clean environment. When we can keep our homes clean,
Yep.
why should we not look at our neighborhoods being clean? Why should we go and dump in another village's backyard
Correct.
when you can't even manage it in your own backyard? So we need rules, we need enforcement, and we need a machinery to do the enforcement, because that is the problem, that I can get away by throwing things, I can get away by being unsustainable. So where do you bring? So it takes quite a lot of commitment. It has to be citizens that actively participate in saying this is what we want, hold the official machinery responsible for it. So it takes both. Somewhere both should meet, and there should be a will from the political side and the government, the local government, and also the citizens should participate. So it should work both ways, and then magic happens.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's true,
HSR is a
right?
huge example of magic happening.
Because there are amazing leaders
Yeah,
like Shanti
leaders.
Tumulav
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
team. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
the Citizens Forum,
Citizens Forum.
HSR
Yeah.
Citizens Forum is an amazing. So it's only in places like HSR, which is a big example of how almost 90% of your waste is segregated and it is diverted away from landfill. It goes for facilities for composting. All the leaf litter in HSR is being put into parks so that they can decompose and become good compost. So yeah, you need citizens and also the the local representative, the citizens representative, the political representative is also very much aligned to what they think, and he also wants it to happen. So that's very rare happening.
The
So
combination
that is why
is
that magic happened there.